Hello and welcome to another episode of the Tejano Traveler. I'm your host Wally, and today we are on the Texas Lakes and Prairies Trail in Dallas, Texas, in Frisco to be exact, at the National Video Game Museum. And this museum was the most amazing place to me. Um, I have always loved video games, but I have been notoriously horrible at them. So to come here and see the video games as it has progressed throughout the years, from weird wooden tabletop looking things to now, it's just amazing to see. And this museum shows it all. It shows from its humble beginnings as a Pong type of game, which you can play on a huge screen, to the modern day museums that are software based and computer based. But I liked seeing this different versions of Donkey Kong depending on what game system you were using. Just goes to show you the history and how it has changed and how it adapted to what was going on at the time. And I like seeing all the old packaging because it brought back memories of being poor and just really wanting something. Like this power glove, I would have killed any of my aunts for one of these power gloves. But apparently it was rushed and really awful and couldn't really use it. So I guess I'm kind of glad I didn't buy it because I do kind of love all my aunts. And then they had a collection of all the handheld video games that you could use. I remember the Link's TurboGrafx and all the different Game Boys and everything. It was pretty cool seeing all these up front, and this museum really does a good job at showcasing all that kind of exciting video game adventure, like those video game mini consoles. And then, of course, they had the Game Boy, which I became obsessed with. I'm not even sure if I had a Game Boy or if I just borrowed it from somebody and never gave it back. But Tetris used to be my game, and I used to see blocks in my dreams or nightmares. Then they show you different types of video games, and then Dragon's Lair, which I really wanted to try when I was a kid because it seemed like it was animated, and they had the box there, but it wasn't working. But I like how the bathroom is an homage to it. Then, of course, you can't have the history of video games without Atari. We used to have an Atari. Which one was your video games that you had? It was our first system. And we never had ET, but ET was kind of what led to the whole downfall of Atari. If you know, you know. And they let you play it. If you are there, they let you blow into the cassette and plug it in, and then you realize how dumb this game is. I fell into a pit and I was never able to get out, and that pretty much led to the death of Atari and the death of video game systems for a while until Nintendo came back. But they have some interesting looking doohickeys of what people were trying to do with video games, trying to get them back to being the it thing to do. And they have also a little thing on the Super Mario movie. That's the GameCube. No, that's the Sega. That's the Nintendo that I first got. We first got it when we were in the trailer parks, but we never got the robot, and I never really understood the robot. But if you come here, you can play a lot of the games for free. They're just there on the computer. It's not just 80s games, though. They have a lot of like 90s and 2000 games like Halo and Sonic, and I never really played Sonic, but this exhibit here also has a room, a house, what they think a house would have looked like back then in the 80s. Yes, there was a lot more brown than people think. But I remember having this type of TV, and I remember trying to play video games on this, and I remember trying to play Burger Time and sucking at it. And then I remember the team room. I wish I could have kicked out all my brothers. But my favorite part of the museum was the arcade. They have a billion games in there, and just hearing all the boinks and bangs and bloops just brought back good memories of me sucking at video games. Seriously, I suck at them. So I came back home, turned on my mini Nintendo, and I was determined to just finally really be good at it and conquer it because I have all this time in the world now. But yeah, I'm still pretty bad at it. I hate video games, but love them. Anyways, go check it out. It's definitely going to bring a lot of nostalgia back. I want an Orange Julius now. Anyways, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.